Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence, but very few understand who is powering this revolution.
All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful, most talked about companies on the planet right now, NVIDIA. We're going to dig into this because, let's be honest, this isn't just another tech company. It's at the very heart of the global AI revolution. From data centers to gaming to self-driving cars, NVIDIA's tech is literally everywhere. But that brings us to the million-dollar, or I guess trillion-dollar question for any investor watching its stock price just soar. Is NVIDIA still a smart buy, or did we miss the boat? That's exactly what we're here to find out. You know, to really get NVIDIA, you have to look past the idea that they just make chips. They are so much more than that. They're building the fundamental infrastructure, the very backbone, for artificial intelligence, for massive cloud data centers, for the future of gaming, and even for autonomous vehicles. So how did a company that used to be just for gamers get to this point? Let's peel back the layers and look inside the business itself. We'll start with their incredible journey from a niche player to an absolute global powerhouse. So picture this. NVIDIA starts up way back in 1993. For years, if you heard their name, you thought of one thing: awesome graphics cards for your PC games. But then they had this light bulb moment. They realized the same tech that made games look amazing was actually perfect for the heavy lifting required by AI. And that realization, it sparked a total transformation, turning them into the undisputed leader in high-performance computing. This quote just nails it. Every time you hear about a new AI model, like the ones that can write articles or create stunning images out of thin air, well, guess what's doing the work behind the scenes? It's NVIDIA's hardware. They are quite literally the engine powering this entire revolution. Okay, let's follow the money, because this chart tells a fascinating story. You see that huge slice of the pie? Data center. That's the story right there. While gaming is still a big deal for them, their data center business has completely taken over. It's now their biggest and fastest growing segment, and it's what's fueling this explosive growth. So let's break that down a bit more. That data center segment, it's all about selling these incredibly powerful GPUs. Think of them as computer chips on steroids, specifically for AI, to giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and OpenAI. Then you've got gaming, their classic bread and butter. Professional visualization is for the creative pros, animators, designers, you name it. And automotive, while it looks small now, could be huge down the line with its AI for self-driving cars. And all of this translates into financial performance that is, well, it's just off the charts. Look at this growth. We're not talking about a little bump here and there. Revenue has absolutely skyrocketed. And it's not just growth. They're doing it with record high profit margins. This 1-2 punch of massive growth and insane profitability is what's made NVIDIA one of the most valuable companies in the world. Okay, so you have to be asking, how are they doing this? What's the secret sauce? How are they so far ahead of everyone else? Well, that brings us to their competitive advantage, what investors like to call an economic moat.
NVIDIA's dominance really comes down to 4 key things. First, and this is a big one, is their CUDA software. It's basically the operating system for their GPUs. Developers have spent years building on it, which makes switching to a competitor incredibly painful and expensive. Second, they were the first to the party. They saw the AI opportunity years before anyone else. Third, they sell the whole package: hardware, software, networking, the whole shebang. And finally, they pour a ton of money into R&D to make sure they stay on top.
You put all of that together, and what do you have? You have a seriously powerful defense against competitors like AMD and Intel. It's a deep, wide moat that is just incredibly difficult for anyone else to cross. But, and you know there's always a but when it comes to investing, right? No company is perfect. So now we've got to flip the coin and talk about the risks and about the very steep price you have to pay for this kind of dominance. All of this incredible success, all of this future potential, it hasn't gone unnoticed by the market, not by a long shot. And that leads us right to the critical question: what's the price for all that power, and is it just too high? This slide right here frames the entire debate perfectly. On one hand, you have the bull case. This is a company riding a wave of unprecedented growth, powered by the biggest tech revolution of our lifetime. But on the other hand, you have the bear case. The stock is trading at a super premium price that leaves zero, and I mean zero, room for error. It's priced for absolute perfection. So let's get specific about the risks. Number one, that high valuation. If growth slows down even a little bit, the stock could get hit hard.
Then there's competition. It's heating up not just from old rivals like AMD and Intel, but from big customers like Google and Amazon who are starting to design their own chips. Plus, the chip industry has always been cyclical, with big booms and busts. And finally, you have geopolitical risks, like export bans that could suddenly cut off a chunk of their sales. Okay, so we've laid out the incredible growth story and the very real risks. Where does that leave us? Let's try to synthesize all of this into a practical way for you to think about this stock. So, should you invest? Well, that really depends on what kind of investor you are. If you're a long-term thinker, you might focus on the incredible quality of the business and its strong moat, and just ride out the bumps. If you're a bit more cautious, you might want to wait for the stock to pull back during a market correction to get a better price. And if you're a new investor, maybe buying in small pieces over time is a smart way to manage the risk of that high price tag. At the end of the day, I think this quote says it all. Buying NVIDIA stock today isn't just buying a piece of a chip company. It's making a direct, high-conviction bet on the future of artificial intelligence itself. The AI revolution is here. It's happening right now all around us. And NVIDIA is right at the center of it all. So the only question left to ask is, are you ready to place your bet?